The Presidential Palace in Afghanistan has now become a coronavirus hotspot, with at least 40 staff members testing positive for COVID-19. The development threatens to further destabilize a government that's facing challenges on multiple fronts, be it the talks with the Taliban or the looming pandemic. The infected staff have been identified as workers at the National Security Council and the Chief of Staff's office. As for the president himself, the palace has been divulging very little information. According to reports, Ashraf Ghani has decided to self-isolate and use video conferencing to manage the crisis. Hundreds of palace officials were tested for COVID-19 last week, and those who tested positive have been placed in quarantine. We don't know whether the president has taken a test himself or not. Palace officials have imposed strict containment measures. The number of visitors has been cut down and temperature checks have been made mandatory. As of now, there is no official word on how the virus entered the Afghanistan Presidential Palace. Officials who spoke on the condition of anonymity indicated that a contaminated government document could have been the source. Our correspondent Mustafa Kazemi gets us this report. Take a look.
This could go with very serious and big implications if not taken serious, because Presidential Palace is one of the places that is leading the actual main fight against coronavirus and combating the outbreak in Afghanistan. The implication on the downside would be that if any offices or a large number of personnel from Presidential Palace would need to be sent home or quarantined, or the offices get shut down, then the fight against the outbreak would definitely slow down and would cause further obstacles in the country. Now, we know the committee to fight coronavirus in Afghanistan is led from Presidential Palace by the first Afghan Vice President and the second Vice President, who are led chaired by the President. And if this matter gets serious any further than what it already is, it would definitely affect the fight against the pandemic in Afghanistan. Luckily, the Presidential Palace spokesperson assures the nation, saying that the president, the two vice presidents are okay, and all measures are being taken for their biosafety to stay away as much as possible from gatherings, and are conducting these meetings and vital talks and discussions online and through video conferencing. And we have heard from a source that the Presidential Palace and other relevant offices and administrative buildings are stepping up their safety measures for prevention of coronavirus transmission up to 5 times. Previously, it would have been a check issuing gloves and masks, hand sanitizers, fever check and other stuff, and we are told that this is going to be increased 4 or 5 times. The details have not been shared with us, but we believe that the number of people and who will meet the president or the vice president will definitely be cut down, and the number of physical meetings already existing will be cut down more than what it already is, in order to ensure the health of president and the vice presidents. But this is just after 10 or 15 days, the first confirmation of the 20 people being contaminated with the virus, which is somewhat worrisome for the Afghan people.